Hello everyone. This is audiobook of A Test of Trust, Wondering Why by A.P. Bharadwaj. It comes under romantic genre. It has 12 chapters and each chapter starts with a quote that is further proved in the chapter. So I hope you will enjoy it. Chapter 1 Infamous Vedant. Instead of getting hyper and taking spontaneous decisions, think and then solve your problems. You have deceived your girlfriend, who was also your business partner, leaving her with almost nothing. Why do you think that you should be hired for such a high job role in our company, Fresh Art Publications? Senior HR Patel asked. I'm not trying to interfere in your personal matters, but tell us, how can we trust you? How can we trust a person who deceived his childhood friend, girlfriend, business partner, Prakriti, so cold-heartedly? We'll be honest to our company. Vedant picked the glass of water from the table and drank that. He inhaled deeply. The role of managing director is about taking strong and calculated decisions. I think I'm very well experienced for this post. About how you can trust me, I took a very hard decision when it was about Prakriti. Stepping out of my comfort zone, I took a decision that was in best interest of all. Vedant looked down and sighed. For a right thing, I'm ready to bear being called a cheater, a fraud, or anything. Mr. Sharma asked Vedant, you can easily get a job anywhere. Why do you want to join our company only, which is just 1 year old and cannot offer you salary as well as per your caliber? I want to live in this city, and your company is one of the best that I can find in Moga district. Apart from this, salary is not a point to be considered when it is the right company. Your company's efficiency is admirable and growth rate is rising every day. I and Prakriti had also started our company from scratch and we took it to its peak. I see the same growth here. You come from a very rich background. Will you be able to mingle among these people? As small town persons, we have heard that you like people of your standard only. No offense, but you are quite famous, or I should say, infamous, asked Anjana, leaning on the table, smirking. Ha ha, I deserve such questions, but I can assure you, I will not cause any troubles to anyone here. Someone told me that the small people are more lovable, and I believe that too. And I was not born with a silver spoon. You know this very well. All the panelists shot their questions one by one, but Vedant answered all of them calmly. He was being blamed for a lot, but his face had no regret and just a calm look. Anjana said, tapping the pen in her hand on the table, we do not tell the results on the spot, but Vedant, we can tell you. You are hired with a probation period of 6 months. You are hired because you have the experience that we need. But please do not create any mess here. You will have to work with CEO of this company, and CEO of this company likes discipline everywhere and can be rude often. Patel said, if you are okay with our terms and conditions, please sign the employment agreement outside with the receptionist. Vedant left and the panelists started discussion among themselves. Some of the panelists were favoring Vedant's appointment as he could take the company to new heights, whereas some were against him as he was no longer a man of dignity and trust. Vedant came out of the office after signing the agreement and sat down on the bus stand, which had a pond behind and a park ahead with road in between. On the left side of the park, Fresh Art Publications company's office was there. The mechanic friend, Inderjeet, pats on Vedant's shoulder. He asked, you got the job? Vedant nodded and Inderjeet hugged him in his Punjabi enthusiastic style. Vedant showed no response to him. Inderjeet asked him, what happened, bro? You got the job. Now worried about what? He lifted his head slightly up to Inderjeet and said in low voice, I'm such a loser. I'm left with nothing. Not the business I and Prakriti grown like our kid. Not the most important person of my life, Prakriti. All of my friends either hate me or I hate them. No one respects me. I feel orphan again, and this time very strongly. Indrajit consoled Vedant, sitting down beside him. Bro, you will get everything you lost, and she will forgive you as well. Let us hope for the best. Vedant smiled miserably. I saw her last time sitting here on this bus stand alone, in rain, crying, barefoot, like completely lost her mind. How will she forgive me? Vedant hit the steel bench angrily, the anger on himself that was killing him from inside. Indrajit asked again, Wait, bro, let's go home. We will search for her and she will surely forgive you. I don't know the reason why you left her, but I trust you. She will also trust you. You must have had any solid reason behind. She will also understand you. Vedant got up and said, At least I have you. She had no one to take care of her in the city. Indrajit pulled him with himself to his garage near the bus stand. Indrajit's house was upstairs the garage where he used to live alone. Originally he belonged to a village nearby Mocha, but he was living in Mocha city alone for his work and to avoid daily expenses of travel from his village to garage. A customer comes for a bike repair to Indrajit. He gets engaged with him while Vedant goes upstairs and lay down on the single bed attached with one of the walls of the room. The room had another single bed attached with the opposite wall of the room. The room was big and there was one washroom and kitchen attached along with a balcony. Vedant keeps on staring the ceiling, thinking about where possibly Prakriti could go. In evening, after closing the garage, Indrajit comes in the room. He asked Vedant if he needed anything. Vedant said no, getting up. Indrajit see Vedant sad again. Brother, till when you are going to mourn? I think this city is not good for you. You should go back to Mumbai. I am feeling that you are not comfortable here. You were used to of that charming city. Vedant said nothing but just comforted himself with support of the wall, putting his arm down on the bed. Indrajit asked him again, a little louder voice, with greater emotions. Answer me, Ved, why are you here in the city? You could have gone anywhere. I'm looking for Prakriti. Just want to see her once that she is fine. I cannot face her, but I'm dying to see her. Just once, maybe one last time, said Vedant. Indrajit sat down on the chair nearby and asked, And why do you think she will be still here? I don't know. Vedant looked hopelessly at Indrajit. She promised me not to move from the place wherever I left her. When? Asked Indrajit. When we went to an amusement park in Mumbai and we both got separated in crowd. She stood at the same point where I had left her for 2 hours. She could be here. Are you serious, Vedant? She is no more a 14-year-old girl. And why would even she want you to find her if she herself left you? Indrajit said heavily, aggrieved. Bro, I'm sorry to say, but to be honest, we don't even know that if she is still alive or died somewhere. The media has also not seen her in last 1 year. You need to move on. Vedant stood up and looked angrily at Indrajit. Don't say that she's dead. She can't die. She's a strong girl. She knows how to fight with her problems. Vedant walked to the balcony upset. Sorry, brother. Indrajit went behind him, realizing his mistake. Vedant nodded and it's okay, and his anger faded. Indrajit brought 2 chairs in the balcony and made Vedant sit down on the one and he sat down on the another himself. The cool air was blowing. Indrajit asked Vedant, where did you two meet first? Vedant was happy with his question. He smiled and the peace shined on his face. He started telling him, I and Prakriti both grew up in Vrindavan Ashram in Madhya Pradesh. It was managed by Guruji. He was like father to all orphans there. Guruji used to tell me that my mother left me in that ashram when she was in some trouble and I was around 6 months old at that time. I always wondered if she was still alive or not, if she missed me or not, about her looks and everything. These questions still bother me, but now regret, guilt, and sadness override everything. else. The ashram had a rule that if a student wish, then they can leave once they pass out 10th or attain the age of 15. The managers of the ashram used to write guest date of birth of the newcomers. Along with my friends Neetu, Jay, and Krishna, I attained estimated age of 15 along with passing class 10th. Prakriti was still in mid of 13 or 14. We were sitting on a bench in ashram's ground. We used to meet there in the evening every day. I told her that I wanted to leave the ashram as I had attained the age of 15 and passed the class 12th. She was my best friend at that time also. She asked me if I could wait for one more year, then she would also come with me. We knew each other since childhood, so the bond we shared was strong. But I was not ready to wait. I went back to my class and told Jay, Krishna, and Neetu that I wanted to leave and wanted them to accompany me. All three clearly denied worrying about the food and shelter. Their concern was genuine too. I was curious about the outside world, but I could not dare to go out all alone in the very first time. Before that moment, I was completely unaware of the world outside. Next day, I was sitting beside Prakriti in recess, on the same bench, a little disappointed. She asked, "What happened, Vedant? Your cheerful face is so sad today." "No one wants to join me to go out," I said, looking here and there. I was not sad. I was very disappointed with my friends. I didn't get why they did not want to go outside. Prakriti said, "I think we can wait for some time. I also want to see the life out of this ashram, but you and I both are still kids. We could pass at least class 12 here and then leave. I would surely love to come with you." I looked up. Her face was really innocent. She did not give me my ideal answer, but I liked her way of consoling and practicality. I smiled and a few days passed, but still I was not able to leave the idea. Prakriti noticed that in me and decided to do something for it. Prakriti talked to Guruji and asked him to give her permission to leave the ashram. She told me that she no longer wished to stay in the ashram. She said the same to Guruji. Guruji's favorite student saying this really disappointed him, but he had immense faith in Prakriti's decision. Guruji had adopted various kids there, but Prakriti was like his own real daughter. Guruji looked at Prakriti and said, "You're the purest soul. I don't know how you will survive in the world outside. They are not as good as you. I believe whatever you're saying is that what God wants you to say. So I will not stop you from going, but be aware, my son." Guruji was really emotional at that time. Prakriti touched his feet and tears rolled down her eyes. She was very much attached to Guruji. I was just outside the office all the time. He saw me. Guruji said at the last note, "The doors of this ashram will be open for you both. Come back whenever you want to." Guruji had faith in me also. He used to say, "Vedant is the most honest person and can take the best decisions in any situations." Maybe I failed badly. I and Prakriti both were attached to him a lot. I miss him even more now. Guruji died few months back. Otherwise, I would have surely gone to him in search of Prakriti.